Who stays in touch with who?
I think we're all pretty much in touch.
Yeah, we have a group chat. We literally talk every single day.
Yeah.
Bettina and I talk on the phone all the time. Noe and I have been talking a lot more and going out more.
Now, have some of y'all blocked each other on social media? You said that Alyssa blocked you on social media. Is that true?
Yeah. I went, you know, when we first met at the bachelorette party, we all went around and asked each other, what are your biggest flaws? And I remember I said, you know, like, I'm intense. I need somebody who can reel me in. And we had all gone around. And when we got to Alyssa, she said, me, nothing. And I was like, oh, self-awareness, got it. And she blocked me then before the second half of the night. And I remember calling her the next day to be like, I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings. I'd love to talk about it. But she couldn't be bothered, so.
That's not what happened. Lindsey wasn't saying nice things about me at the bachelorette party, and it made me uncomfortable to be friends on social media with somebody who was talking poorly about me. And the next day, she did call me, but it wasn't to apologize. It was actually very rude, and I actually had to say, Lindsey, you know, I have no problem talking to you, but if you're gonna talk like that to me and say not nice things, then I'm gonna hang up, and I did.
Okay. Does anybody else have Lindsey blocked?
I don't have her blocked, but I unfollowed her.
Okay, all right, we'll get to that in a second. During this journey, there were points where you rubbed some of the other ladies the wrong way, whether it was a look or something you said. Let's take a look.
It's a small world in Boston, so I wonder which one of your husbands I slept with, you know? I was just triggered.
You know you triggered that moment for yourself, right?
Yeah, people are like ass. Everybody's got one. Everybody thinks theirs doesn't, you know?
It's not my fault that this happened. Please don't do that, Lindsey, while I'm talking.
I'm not doing anything.
Look at your wife introducing you to things.
Did she blindfold you, too?
No, but it's like...
I would, though. Let's take it to the bedroom.
Who is most likely to start a fight?
Lindsey.
I said Lindsey, too.
Lindsey.
Lindsey.
I don't give a what y'all think.
The laugh is classic. Has your lack of a filter gotten you in trouble in the past?
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would be lying if I said it didn't. Of course, I put my foot in my mouth at times, but I think I can always learn, and, like, I love feedback, and I'm receptive to it.
Lissa, did Lindsey make you uncomfortable in the short time that you were on the show?
I felt uncomfortable every time, yeah.
What do you think about that?
Ooh, I have so many opinions. Let's just cut right to the chase. Alyssa, you blocked me, but you were sending messages to my husband privately on Instagram. You also talked badly about me to everybody you could. And I just really felt like we're here for marriage and you're not, so stay home.
Can I chime in for a second?
Sure, please.
Okay. Because a lot of, Lindsey, what you're saying isn't true, and I'm not sure where the confusion is with me and Mark talking, but Mark is the one that reached out to me, and I'm grateful for that because he wanted to check on me and make sure I was okay, and that means a lot to me, and I never, ever talked badly about their relationship. You guys can attest to that.
I just want to say, I did see the messages with Mark and Alyssa, and they weren't inappropriate. She texts Olajuwon.
I text Olajuwon all the time.
Lindsey
we talk
texts
on the phone.
Olajuwon. It was the same conversation.
Yes.
I text Steve. It was just
We
regular.
all text like we're friends.
So it was just passive messages like, hey, you're okay.
Yeah, sort of. There was a moment when we got off the bus to the airport, and I was like, Alyssa, I just want to talk to you. I'm so clumsy. I'm just going to blurt it all out. And I was like, everybody I've interacted with has said that you have been rude. And you were like, I am literally the nicest person. And I was like, but you're not. I'm constantly hearing that you're rude and belittling
I've never
them.
been rude to anyone.
I know, you're the nicest person.
Lindsey, just because we aren't friends doesn't mean that you have to come at people like that. I have been nothing but respectful of you. I have not talked bad about Lindsey to any of the girls. All I've said is, like, we don't get along, and the fact that she makes up stories and lies is the problem that I have. I own up to everything I've said on the show, as you've seen, and everything I've done, and I've apologized for things that I've done and said, but I will not stand up for lies. I won't do it.
I will say, Alyssa does not talk about her. She doesn't.
Yeah,
like,
she doesn't talk about you.
Because she doesn't care. She knows, like, I was friends with Lindsey, and I don't like when people are talking about somebody that I'm friends with.
Lindsey, do you feel like there is something there, or is it squashed?
I know my truth, and I know that's not it, so I'm just gonna leave it where it is. I have no love lost.
Okay. Jasmine, I also heard through the grapevine.
What'd you heard? Oh my God.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna break it down for you right now. Here we go. That there have been some conflict between you and Lindsey at the airport following a taping of the after party show.
Yes, there was. Noy and I were riding to the airport with Lindsey, and we kind of got into it because she was just talking about Alyssa, just saying all these really nasty things. And I'm like, she's not here. She's my friend. Please don't talk about her. And then she wouldn't stop. She was like, of course you're going to be on her side. I'm like, it's not on her side. I just don't like that mean girl stuff. And she told me to stop talking or get out her car. When we got to the airport, I sent her a message and I said, that's very disrespectful. Like, that was really uncalled for, and that's the rudest thing that anybody has ever said to me. So moving forward, I don't want your energy around me.
Did you feel bad after that?
Yeah, you know, I remember she said to me, you know, when Alyssa talks bad about you, I tell her I don't want to hear it, so I don't want to hear it either.
I don't.
But she was
Never once.
getting loud, and I was like, nuh-uh. I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. to have you get loud at me. If you want to get loud, the airport's right there. You can get off and walk up that ramp.
So Noy was there in the car, and hearing my story and hearing Lindsey's story, whose story would you say was accurate?
I don't remember Jasmina getting loud, but she was establishing a boundary and just saying, you know, like, I'm not comfortable talking about Alyssa when she's not here.
Thank you for clarifying that,
Yeah.
that I wasn't being loud and that's
But-
how it happened.
Jasmina wasn't yelling.
All right, let me ask you about this. Lindsey, on After Party, you said Alyssa was actually told by her psychic that she was meant to be with a man with a lion tattoo, not an eagle tattoo.
Alyssa was very specific on the vision of the man she wanted. She wanted a man with a lion tattoo and big
Yeah,
muscles.
she said something about her psychic, that I guess her soulmate would have like an eagle tattoo or something.
She said it was a lion.
Where did you hear this story from? Because
I had heard it from Chris's groomsman.
And the reason she changed it to an eagle tattoo is because Steve has a lion tattoo, and that upset Noy.
That's what I had heard from all the boys. It was already circling around, and I was like, no, just breathe deep. It's cool. Don't stress about it. I think it's probably just a miss thing. Maybe it was your soulmate who got that lion tattoo.
I would like to comment on that.
Yeah, sure.
When I just hear things that just really aren't the truth, it just bothers me. Lindsey actually messaged me and Katina on Instagram and was like, check your DMs. And she was like, oh, it's a lion tattoo, Steve has it, da-da-da-da. And I think because she already didn't like Alyssa, she just wanted to keep like stirring the pot. And even when we were on our way to the airport, Lindsey came in and told Noy, check your Instagram. And when she said that, I automatically knew she was gonna tell Noy about the tattoo. And she did it right in front of Alyssa. And I just thought it was just super messy. But like for her to like sit there and like try to play it down when like she's the one that was telling all of the girls, it's like, we didn't need to know that. That wasn't our business. But she wanted us to know it to get a reaction out of us to make Alyssa look like crazy.
Noy, what do you believe?
I don't know what to believe. I mean, I think Lindsey really did get the information that it was a lion tattoo. I don't think that's a lie. And I do believe that it was an eagle tattoo. But I think what I was upset about when it finally came to me was like, okay, well, I just met my husband. I don't want someone thinking that my husband is their soulmate because of the tattoo. I'm like, okay, this is upsetting. But I wasn't upset at you.
I know.
I wasn't upset at you.
So we can solve this once and for all. Steve was not meant to be Alyssa's husband.
Correct.
No,
Clearly
obviously
not.
Steve was meant to be Noy's husband.
Okay, I just want to make sure that everybody knows,
I mean, you
everybody
don't know
out
what
here,
happened.
we have solved the puzzle.
Yeah.
Steve is supposed to be with Noy.
Yeah.